With Fenner Dunlop Lavonia, this is where the whole process starts for the manufacture of conveyor belting. The fabric weaving process and treating process provide the skeleton of the conveyor belt product.
We purchase raw polyester nylon filament. It goes through a twisting process, it goes through a beaming process, and then it is woven into fabric. And then we send it through a treating process where heat and chemicals are applied, and that's our final product. We ship it to 3 belting facilities in the north.
What's cool at our Lavonia plant is that we get to combine traditional textile technology with cutting-edge science and engineering.
Our key priorities are safety, quality, and then service.
We make sure that we inspect everything that goes across the floor.
It's important to us that the quality of the fabric that we're providing fulfills what our customers need.
In the twisting process, the raw material is loaded onto creels, the yarn is fed through the equipment, and then the yarn is twisted onto the bobbin.
We have incoming yarn that either comes in twisted or we twist it here. You can actually cable it after that, which is you keep twisting it until you get these really thick cables. And that's just to add strength into the belt.
We have 17 twisting frames in Lavonia and just under 1,500 twisting spindles. Once the yarn is twisted, the bobbin can go directly to the weaving process or it can go to the beaming. In the beaming process, the twisted yarn in bobbin is placed onto a creel, fed into the equipment, and it's wound onto a beam side by side under consistent tension. Weaving involves interlacing the warp longitudinal yarn with the crosswise filling yarn to produce the fabric substrate.
You thread it up into the loom in a certain weave pattern depending on what kind of fabric it is, and then it goes through the weaving process.
We use high-speed industrial looms in Lavonia to weave the fabric. There are 2 different weave methodologies that we utilise in Lavonia: creel weaving and beam weaving.
The weaving process takes place on either the creel looms or the beam looms, depending on what the job calls for. The lighter weight fabric is on the creel looms, the heavyweight fabric's on the beam looms.
In creel weaving, the bobbin of twisted yarn is placed on the creel and then the yarn is fed directly into the loom. When the yarn on the bobbin is exhausted, the bobbin is simply replaced and the loom never stops running. So that type of weaving is best utilised for high volume fabrics. In beam weaving, the beam is placed directly behind the loom. Yarn is fed into the loom, and once the beam yarn has been consumed, a whole new beam set has to be placed in, and then the setup process initiated. So it is more efficient on lower volume fabric styles. Once the fabric is woven, the fabric goes to a process called treating. This involves dipping the fabric in a chemical solution, heat setting the fabric under accurate conditions of time, temperature and tension to achieve the physical properties of the finished fabric.
It actually allows us to change the width and properties of the conveyor belt to make sure that the final conveyor belt product meets all the local and national standards for conveyor belting, but also surpasses the durability standards our customers require for those heavy-duty applications.
Here in Lavonia, we use an RFL treatment on our fabric. All that this stands for is resin, formaldehyde, and latex. And those are the 3 main components that go into our dip that work to promote the adhesion between our fabric and our rubber.
Adhesion between the rubber and the fabric is absolutely critical for belt performance.
So in Lavonia, on the RFL treating process, all of that is computer controlled. We then get 100% consistency of the adhesion behavior of the conveyor belt.
What we can do is monitor not only the complete roll, but we keep a history of this roll for our customers to make sure that we have the highest quality product available to them. Depending on the speed of the fabric and the length of the belt will determine how long these rolls will run into the treating process.
After that, we send it to our lab, where we inspect 100% of all of our treated fabric rolls.
Once the roll of fabric has finished treating, it goes to shipping, where the roll is wrapped to prevent adhesion degradation from ultraviolet light and to protect it during transportation.
It then gets the yellow shipping label, and then I ship it out to the sister plants.
We have a great team of experienced, dedicated individuals that are committed to producing the best quality product for our customers.
What makes Lavonia Fenner Dunlop unique is the love that we show each other. We welcome all in. We see everybody as equal. No one is above the other.
In my 40 years, I have never worked with such a good class of people.
I think it's a great place to work at. They show that they care.
Ever since I've been working here, I've always felt supported and encouraged to share my opinions and to embrace the different point of view that I bring into the company as a woman.
You know, we all work together and we do the best we can to go home to our families safe.
We as a group here are like a family, and we treat each other with respect and dignity and try to make the best product we can.
Together, I think they're a number one fabric location for making conveyor belting worldwide.
Fenner Dunlop has been leading the conveyor industry for 150 years and remains committed to producing the highest quality, cost-efficient product for its customers.